just bought eggplant, so this will be good to watch. Yeah, look, I'm on this low carb kick, all right, starting this week. Everything I make, hopefully, uh, for the foreseeable future anyway, until until I've lost 5 kilos, I'm going low carb. So non-Asian recipe, as anyone who would know moussaka will know, it's actually a Greek dish. I am a little bit reticent about claiming the ethnicity of any dish I make, because invariably once you apply a title to it, there's always a certain demographic who's going to get upset and say, oh, that's not really Greek the way she's making it, and we don't eat it this way, in Greece or something like that. So I don't want to say Greek moussaka, right? I'm just calling it moussaka. And apparently there's a lot of different varieties of moussaka. But the version I'm making is going to be using eggplant, and I don't know, there are other versions that don't use eggplant, but nonetheless I'm using eggplant and I'm using minced lamb, all right. And in fact, I was actually invited to a church lunch a couple of weeks ago where they served Jana, who's the person hosting the event. She made a beautiful minced lamb moussaka. I don't remember if I've ever actually had moussaka. Maybe I've had it once, but hers was so nice. And it made me think then that, look, this is actually like really kind of like a low carb lasagna. And in fact, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to tweak it some more to make it even more low carb, all right? So you're live on Facebook. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Raven. Raven, do I owe you a giveaway? For those of you guys who won the Ayam giveaway, I actually mentioned on Twitch, speaking of which, I should share this on Twitch. I mentioned on Twitch that, hang on, live, everyone. I mentioned on Twitch that the person, my point of contact at Ayam, who was organizing the giveaways, is actually away until next week. So I sent them the list and I haven't heard anything back. So worst case scenario, she might not actually get to see the email till next week and get the ball rolling then. I did CC it to someone else in the office, so maybe it will happen sooner. So if you're one of those people who have been super patient waiting for the Ayam giveaways to wrap up so that we can actually start sending your prizes out, it has finally been sent out to Ayam, all right? So I will let everyone know once you get your stuff dispatched. So I'm going to be making eggplant moussaka. So I bought some lamb today. Okay, so here it is. And essentially the moussaka, I'm kind of like winging it, all right? I had a quick glance at a recipe online. It doesn't sound too hard. So if you know the way I cook, I don't measure things generally, especially something that doesn't involve like, baking cake and that sort of stuff. I generally try to avoid any form of like actual measurement sort of stuff. So I've got plenty of eggplant, and also you need cheese. Okay, so this is some cheese I dug up from my fridge. It says 3 cheese baking blend, all right? It sounds like it will do the job. And I bought a backup pack of mozzarella. This shows how infrequently I cook, for that matter, eat Western food, that I am not the greatest as far as ingredient names and stuff like that. And this is minced lamb that I picked up at Woolworths, right? I never bought minced lamb before. I wasn't even sure if they had it. I checked Aldi originally and they didn't have it. And then I've got some leftover, this is canned tomato, right? And this is leftover from a couple of weeks back from one of my other broadcasts where I made roti canai. And this has been sitting in the freezer. I've defrosted it now. And as for, you need a white sauce to go with this, and I had to Google low carb white sauce, and white sauce essentially is bechamel sauce. The way you would make it usually would be using flour, plain flour. Being Asian, I always kind of like squirm a little bit at the amount of wheat flour that goes into a lot of Western cooking anyhow. So I was hoping to find a substitute for plain flour. And nonetheless, again, the whole low carb thing, I Googled low carb like bechamel sauce, and I found this particular recipe. Thankfully, I do have the ingredients, and essentially it involves cooking cream cheese along with cream along with egg yolk, all right, and apparently that produces something that tastes like white sauce. Okay, so that will work, and then after that we're going to assemble everything, and then we're going to bake it. I'm going to throw it in my air fryer. Again, this is all completely new to me. Hopefully the air fryer will work really well with this, and I'm using this Sunbeam grill here, well, pan fryer, because it's got a large surface area, and I'm going to start heating up some oil, because what we need to do originally is actually we need to pan fry, like you pan fry the eggplant slices. All right, so by the way guys, I've got Noah in the background. If you hear all these random noises, it's Noah messing around. I don't think he's gonna stay very long in his room, so I'm gonna keep him out here. I use chickpea flour. Chickpea flour. I don't think I've ever used chickpea flour for anything, to be honest. Is that low carb or the here you go. But if you see if you watch my broadcast, anytime anything calls for flour, you'll notice that I invariably use either rice flour or tapioca flour, or a combination of both. Here's my gloves. Here we go. Okay. And my Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook, Akbar, how you doing? Jocelyn, how you doing? Yeah, just say hello. And here you go. Noe, stop it please. Stop it. Stop it. I have no issues with gluten, but it's gluten free. I bought it so I can cook someone who was. Alright. The damn gluten free people, eh? Here you go. Okay, so the whole low carb thing is driven by, like I mentioned on Monday, by the fact that when I don't usually diet, right? But when I was pregnant with Noah, they made me go on a low carb diet because I had gestational diabetes. Okay, so that's the eggplant. I'm gonna cut it into, I don't even know how thick these slices should be. Yeah, probably, okay. I had what's called gestational diabetes. I wasn't overweight or anything like that, but it's something that only occurs when you're pregnant. For the duration of the pregnancy, I was required to not just go on a low carb diet, but to prove that I was actually faithfully following it, because I had to do blood tests 3 times a day and send in the blood test results to the hospital, right? So, and now looking back at the photos of when I was heavily pregnant with Noah, I've always maintained that, you know, it's not to be said for low carb diets, you know. There you go. And the funny thing is, apparently gluten is not the same as carbohydrate. So I'm a little bit fuzzy on that, but because I was because I was looking up this how to make low carb noodles, right, the other day, and they suggested a recipe that involved using wheat gluten added to, again, cream cheese, and also eggs, right? And you blend it all up. And they actually say that wheat gluten, which you've seen me use quite a lot in a lot of the bread and noodle recipes, because it provides the gluten provides the stretchiness. Oh, I didn't turn this on. The stretchiness, no wonder it's not sizzling. The stretchiness to any kind of like dough and that sort of stuff. Apparently the wheat gluten itself has no carbohydrates, so there you go. I did attempt it and it didn't turn out, because it just ended up really tasting like an omelette. But yeah, if you're keen to try it, if you want to try low carb noodles, because look, no offense to a lot of American websites, but when they attempt Asian food, right, their idea of like, you know, good enough really, to me, fall quite short. And this time it's even worse, because like they actually said this is exactly like Chinese egg noodles, okay? And essentially, like I said, it's like 2 eggs with like a bit of cream cheese, with a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of wheat gluten, and you whiz it up, and then you pour it into a on a silicone baking tray, and then you bake it for 5 minutes. All right, I tried that, and after 5 minutes it was still runny, so I baked it for another 5 minutes. Then it turned out, and they say you can then just cut it into strips. All right, because essentially what you end up with is a sheet of noodles, and it was pretty, yeah, it actually just was exactly like an omelette, and it was crumbly as well, just as you can imagine, trying to get a sheet of baked eggs would be, right? A thin sheet of baked eggs, even though it was lined with baking paper. As soon as I tried to tip it out, it just broke apart all over. So that didn't work. But I know there's a Asian equivalent of like low carb noodles. And I looked into it like 5 years ago when I was on my low carb diet. But I don't know if I ever tried it, but I remember thinking then that it seemed really stringy. So I wasn't, I don't know if I actually ever ate it. But, it's not easy going low carb when your diet revolves around a lot of like carbohydrates. Hey Jocelyn, how you doing? And see Noah running around over here. And for whatever reason, YouTube is streaming, but showing very, very low resolution, but that's probably because of my internet. I've been having internet problems on my regular ADSL internet. I don't use an ADSL internet connection to stream. In case you're thinking of doing your own live streams, guys, generally, unless you've got super fast blazing speeds, you generally cannot stream here in Australia using your home internet. All right, it's just not robust enough. So I actually use 5G internet from my basically it's mobile data internet. So you can imagine this costs quite a lot for me to be live streaming. Your Discord is making noise. Everyone gets really upset about Discord. Okay, let me just mute it. It doesn't come across to me as being that loud, but I know that other people have pointed out, like every time my Discord beeps, people say, oh, you need to turn it off. So it must be really loud at the other end. So here you go. I'm inclined to put a little bit more oil in this. I don't know if I should. Yeah, let's do it. Like I say, I'm kind of like asking for trouble because I've never made moussaka before. I think I might have made lasagna once before, like in my 20s. Hey May, how you doing? But never made moussaka. So nothing Asian about today's live Asian kitchen, but you know, the ingredients aren't too dissimilar to what you would use in an Asian dish. You know, with the eggplants and we're gonna be pan frying some garlic and some onion afterwards, and adding the minced lamb to it. So no flour in this recipe, all right? But for those of you, I mean, to me, to an Asian, like this actually like is like something I would eat. You know, there are certain Western dishes I couldn't see myself eating that often or that much of because, yeah, you know, I don't eat bangers and mash and you know, or steaks and all that much. You know, I might do it on a special occasion. But moussaka is something that I could see myself eating regularly. So I'm just attempting this. So Jana, if you're watching, Jana, who's the church member who made this, which really impressed me that I decided I was going to make it. Yeah, Jana, if you're watching, this is because of you. I'm trying to think if I need more eggplant than this, in all honesty, because I'm cooking this in the air fryer. I am going to be making fairly small portions of this. I think that I have notifications because it makes me think I have no. Oh, okay, fair enough. There's the Discord. It's very confusing. And by the way, before I go on any further, guys, shout out to Lenovo Australia for the laptop I use for my live streaming and also for monitoring the chats and whatever. All right. I know there are easier ways to do this, but I actually have 4 computers running over here. I know I could add like a some sort of a widget or something like that to see everyone's chats or some people's chats, but I just haven't had the time to configure it because I'm multi-streaming across a few different platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch, obviously. Okay, let's do one more. And after this, we're gonna do the onion. Hey, Eric the banana, how you doing? Not cooking bananas today, Eric, for better or worse. But I'm on this low carb drive, Eric, so I'm doing moussaka. I don't know why, I cut it in half instinctively because that's how I usually use the eggplant. I should have left it whole. Doesn't matter, they can form the sides, I guess. There you go. And don't forget, guys, I've got 2 more sets of the giveaways courtesy of the Satay Boys. I don't know if I'll draw it tonight, but I might leave it till we'll see anyway. But we've already had 2 winners and people are very excited because the Satay Boys giveaways are available for anyone around the world. Okay, let's put more oil here. Does anyone watch Stranger Things on Netflix? I subscribed to Netflix like years ago, and then I cancelled my subscription because I figured like it's a bit of a time suck. And also there wasn't that much I wanted to watch there. I don't know, you guys in America are very spoiled when it comes to your Netflix library. Is actually different to what we get in Australia. In Australia it's very limited, right? That trip or something, or it's still going? Just trying to see why. Okay, no, it's still going. I watch when I can. Have you seen? Have you finished Stranger Things? Or I finally got onto season 2, but I found it tough to get into for a while. But once, I mean, it ended on a, it ended strong. I thought in season 1. So invariably you think, oh yeah, great, let's get into season 2. And then again, I'm experiencing the same thing. I feel like it's taking too long for things to happen in season 2 now. I haven't watched Stranger Things. Oh, you should check it out. You should check it out. I usually after gift streams. Let me check. Okay, I've known Jackie for a few months. Hey Kay, how you doing? What's up? I just don't watch TV shows. I kind of like to brag that I don't watch TV shows, but like, I end up watching other rubbish on YouTube if I don't watch stuff anyway. I don't generally like watch scripted programming. I watch like feature films and stuff like that. I rent them on YouTube, and then I watch like a lot of like true crime documentaries on YouTube, but I do them while I'm working, right? While I'm washing up like a mountain of dishes from my live stream. I would have like, say, like Forensic Files playing in the background, but I don't need to have my eyes glued to the screen to actually know what's going on. And then, I listen to church sermons, right? Because everyone knows I am a Bible thumping Christian. And then people go, oh, Netflix this, Netflix that. So, oh, finally, I might give it another try, sort of thing, Because I actually looked up how much it costs to rent Stranger Things, right? So I don't actually have to subscribe to Netflix. It actually costs a lot. So I thought, oh, stuff it. $10 a month I can live with. Florence? When were you ever known as Florence? everyone on YouTube. If I don't say hello, I'm not being rude, it's because I can't see your chat at the moment. Sometimes YouTube shows up the chats like, you know, after I finish streaming, and I think, oh damn, that person said hello, and it never showed up while I was streaming. I don't want to like drench this in oil. I just want to like lightly pan fry this. And in the meantime, I've got the onion. I think I need a bit more onion actually. I need a bigger onion. Let me grab that. And as far as garlic, I'm going to be using dried garlic because I've used up all my fresh garlic. Right? Florence, just a name I gave him. Oh, okay. You had another girl's name before. What was that again? I don't even remember. Because your profile pic was that girl. That mango girl thing. Here we go. And then I was at the hairdressers today. I actually got this to 0.5, alright? People every now and then on Twitch ask me about my hair. This is shaved with a razor set at 0.5, guys. But my hairdresser was going on about... there's other show also on Netflix. It's called The Sinner. Apparently that's really good. So... like I say though, I try to avoid scripted like programs because scripted shows require you to be glued to the screen, and I just don't have the time. I don't have the luxury of like binge watching shows, you know, because I always feel like even when I'm watching, like, you know, even when I used to own a TV, I always like tried to multitask when I was watching TV. This was back in the day when I actually had to produce a lot of like physical food for my business, so it's okay when you're stirring like a big giant vat of food to have the TV up above, and you can just kind of like watch it while you're stirring and you zone out. Or when you're skewering satay, right, you can watch something for 8 hours. But now that I don't have that, I feel like I need to be doing something, you know. And obviously reading, which would be my default, my favorite activity, you can't really read and watch a TV show and absorb what's going on at the same time. What happened to the emotes? BTTV. Yeah, my BTTV's been broken for a while now. The good, it's not just me then. I had some really cool emotes on BTTV, and then it broke, and like I don't even like chat in Twitch anymore because I don't have any good emotes there. And I can't see any list of like emotes either. I can only see my own. I feel like this needs more oil, but I don't want to end up with like an oil-soaked moussaka. That's the thing. Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So the onion, I think generally they actually cut it into, they dice it, all right? So let's do that instead. Otherwise, I would otherwise be tempted to just throw it in my food processor and just blitz it, right? But let's dice it to be Western about this. And I know like usually you put like some like dried herbs in here. I don't really have any kind of like Western dried herbs, all right? So we're gonna skip all that. So the sauce is just going to be like the mince filling is just going to be the tomato stuff. And it's gonna have my chicken powder probably. I'm thinking through how I'm going to make this. And I might put some chili, and I might put some of that Satay Boys chili in it, you know. And then no, actually I won't, in case no one has trouble with it. I can always smear it on top anyway. And I would use some oyster sauce, except I don't actually have any oyster sauce left. Well actually no, I do from Ayam. Yeah, I'm gonna use some Ayam oyster sauce in it. And I'm gonna drizzle it with some of the Ayam seasoning sauce, alright? Because that I tried on Monday and I really like that. The Ayam seasoning sauce. I had a read of the ingredients live on air, and it's actually a combination of soya sauce. Let's put more oil in here. Combination of soya sauce, fish sauce, and sugar. All right, so it's a good balance of flavors. They're basically the kind of flavors I usually try to achieve, or I try and use in a regular stir fry. All right, so I think that will work well. So this is not going to have, like I said, whatever Western dried herbs go into this. I won't have any of that in there, okay? So no bay leaves, no rosemary or whatever else would go in there. Here you go. And the way you would usually dice onion is you would cut it out like this, and then I'm really bad with knife skills. I'm so spoiled using the food processor for everything, so I don't actually have great knife skills. But I did actually do a commercial cookery course back when I was in my 20s, so they did teach you all the basics about how to cut, how to dice onion and all that sort of stuff. There you go. Which I've clearly forgotten. Okay. Okay, these are pretty roughly chopped, all right? And garlic. So in goes the dried garlic, okay? A lot of it, because I like my garlic. Stir it around. And minced lamb, right? When you stream, dear, I'm gonna have to look up. When I started on Twitch, when people followed me, I automatically followed them back, right? Then I realized that 95% at least of people don't actually stream, so there's really no point in following them. So I stopped. But if you're a streamer and you want me to check out your stream, just drop me a line and I'll follow you back. I'm not being rude, I just didn't want to weird people out, because on Twitter, well, until recently anyway, anyone who follows me on Twitter, I follow them back automatically. It's a matter of courtesy, you know. And but I don't want to weird out people on Twitch by following them back automatically when there's no apparent reason to do so. I play games and isn't that what most people on Twitch do anyway? All right, more oil. Let's put in the seasoning, yeah? Here we go. I hope I'm not messing this up too much. Alright, like I said, this is the ayam seasoning, which was sent out to me by Ayam, which I started using on Monday. I liked so much I ended up using it in all my dishes on Monday's broadcast. Yeah, good boy. And a bit of chicken powder. Yeah, it's glitches, it's broken half the time. Click on the name again. Alright. And let's brown the lamb a bit. I didn't think I put that much oil in this batch, but you can see it's getting quite oily. I don't know if you can tell from the screen, but I don't know whether it's because there's a lot of, the lamb is actually quite fatty. Yeah, so when I was on my low carb diet, essentially no calorie counting, eat as much as you want, but low carb, all right? So that's what I'm going in with my low carb kick this time around. Must be lots of fat in the lamb, yeah. Okay, white pepper. And like I said, at this point, usually they'll put in a number of different types of dried herbs, right? We're gonna skip all that. Oyster sauce, again, we're using the Ayam one. Again, that was sent out to me for free by Ayam. And this is the, well, this isn't the jar for it, but I just kept it in this jar. This is the tomato. Okay, turns out it's quite wet. Okay, so I'll probably have to reduce this. So you learn with me, you see. Hi Lisa, how you doing? Lisa, I sent everyone's names across to Ayam Australia about the giveaways. I'll let you guys know once it's dispatched. Yeah, if my point person at Ayam is actually away on holidays till next week, so if there's a delay, it may be because of that. Okay. So this is quite saucy, as you can tell. Let's try and reduce it without getting it spitting everywhere. So you want to do this on a fairly low heat. Do you know Prox? Okay, how did you find Prox? Okay. Okay, so I'll turn this back up. It's a little bit, I find it a little bit tricky to control the temperature on this fryer. Not to control the temperature, but it turns off like once it hits a certain temperature point automatically, when in fact I want it to continue simmering on a low heat. So it's just a matter of getting used to it. Hey Adi, apa khabar? And in case you missed my previous announcements, I'm a co-founder of a startup called Teed TV, T-E-E-D, T for Thomas. And we have just been appointed the content provider for Kuala Lumpur International Airport Television. So to that end, some of my previous content, including in particular one show called Street Eats Journey, which we filmed in Malaysia a couple of years ago, is going to be airing on the big screens at KL Airport, alright, which is pretty cool. But also we're going to be creating more content as well, so hopefully you see more stuff by Team TV there. Good boy. So it's quite saucy. If it gets too saucy, I'm going to add some fried shallots into this. Hey silly monkey. This is like my shortcut with a lot of curries, alright? This helps to thicken things up. Okay. I just want to make sure this batch is okay because it's quite old. Sometimes fried shallots can get rancid because there's oil in it. Okay, so I just added some. It's essentially giving your fresh onion a bit of a boost. Alright, and see how quickly it's kind of dried up here? It's absorbed some of the moisture, which is what I wanted. Throw a little bit more in. So I might as well just throw the whole lot in. There's not much left in here. Good. Okay, I think this is okay. Let me just turn this off and taste test this. It tastes to me like could use a little bit more of that ayam seasoning sauce, like just to make it a little bit more salty. But I'm mindful of the fact that every time you do a taste test, remember you're only eating a tiny little nugget, all right? When you eat like a big chunk of it, it will actually be more salty. Right. So I'm gonna put a little bit of the chicken powder, just give it a little bit more body to it. Okay, so just a light sprinkling here. Mix this through. Okay, so that's my filling. And now I want to make the white sauce, right? Let me move this away. No, we don't touch, okay? And just wipe up some of this. Every time I taste test, I end up picking on my food. Yeah, look, every time I taste test, it's very deceptive. I always think, oh, this needs more sugar, this needs more salt, and then like I add and I get carried away, and it ends up tasting like super like salty. I'm known to be like, first of all, I'm known to have like very strong taste buds anyhow. Like I like my flavors to be very noticeable. I'm not a very subtle person, as you can tell. But yeah, there's many a time where I've ended up making food too salty because of poor taste test practices. All right, let's do the white sauce, the low carb white sauce, no less. I don't even know how much. Look, on the other occasion, I've actually followed the recipe live on air, right? You guys have seen how, like, even these like legit recipes are sometimes out of whack anyway. Like you end up with like, 5 times too much filling for whatever they go with, or vice versa, right? So I'm just guessing everything as I go. All right, so apparently you need thickened cream, right? I only have this dollop cream, double cream sort of thing, so that will do. Essentially you need equal amounts of thickened cream and cream cheese. Okay, so I've got some leftover cream cheese from, I don't even know what I was making. Okay, leftover cream cheese from maybe the cheesecake, the New York cheesecake I made. Oh, I don't know. Here you go. Hey, Cookie, how you doing? Malaysian Moussaka. I know, right? Hey, like I said, I don't like to assign an ethnic label to this, well, the original ethnic label to it. I don't want to call this a Greek moussaka because it's going to outrage, some Greeks out there who are going to swear up and down that I'm doing it completely wrong and I'm insulting their cuisine, right? That's why I just called it moussaka. Okay, so cream cheese, and I need apparently egg yolk. All right, let me just turn this down. I have a feeling I should have put the egg yolk in first, but let me just separate the egg. Okay, in this goes. I have a friend who thinks cream cheese is a stupid concept. Oh no, I love cream cheese, right? I know, right? Okay, let's stir this in quickly. I love cream cheese, but I don't really have a lot of stuff to go with it, because I eat like such Asian stuff, right? Like I said, I think I probably bought this cream cheese to make a second batch of that New York cheesecake that Soybean Jenny on Twitch got me onto, which was really nice. I made it the first time and I meant to make it again, but I haven't gotten around to it. So it's been sitting in my fridge and it's actually edible still. It's not moldy or anything like that, as I kind of expected it would do. Okay, scrape this down. So like I said, usually this bechamel sauce is made with like butter plus flour, all right, plus whatever else. I don't know what else goes into a bechamel sauce, but we are doing low carb, and I think I can turn it off even though it's still lumpy. And I'm gonna taste test this to see if it tastes cream cheesy enough. If not, I've got more cream cheese over here I can throw into this. Okay, it tastes very bland. I don't know if is it meant to have a seasoning in it? Let me have a look. Low carb white sauce. I don't know if bechamel sauce is meant to be that bland. Salt and pepper to taste. Okay, so I'm missing the salt and pepper, but you know I don't use. I rarely use salt, so in goes the chicken powder again. And pepper. But I'm thinking I need more of this, you know, so I'm going to add the rest of my cream, and I'm going to throw in more cheese as well. So this cheese I bought also like forever ago, but it was sitting in my fridge. This is like the typical cream cheese in a block, that Philadelphia cream cheese, right? So let's cut some of this. Let's throw in the rest of this cream. So anyone following the low carb diet with me? There you go. I'm doing all the research for you. Though to be fair, I was at the supermarket, like, you know, doing my grocery shopping, and to go low carb, your food bill just goes up substantially because you're buying a lot of proteins, and proteins are expensive. I bought some salmon. Okay, so that's the cream cheese. Just mix this in. I bought some salmon, and I bought, what else did I buy? Well, I bought the lamb. Yeah, I bought this. You know, I cheated. All right, I don't usually. I don't even find the idea of pre-cooked meals that enticing, in all honesty, right? But they had these pre-cooked smoked beef at Woolworths, and I bought a chunk of that, and that was like nearly $16 for like a 700 gram bit. Gentle baby. So that's a lot of beef to me anyway. Like you open it up, I actually like heat it up in the oven and all that, so I think that's a lot of protein. I generally like to eat, like, you know, some thin slices of beef with like a big bowl of noodles is how I generally eat it, as opposed to a big thing of it. My hubby and I are on bunting diet, low carb, high fat, keto. Oh, cool. What's it called, bunting? I never heard of that term before. How's that going, by the way? See, what I'm doing is essentially not too different, right? Because I'm doing low carb, and I'm not like worried about the fats and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not doing like low fat at all. So, but also I'm also avoiding sugar. The only sugar that I'm directly consuming is from my coffee at the moment, right? And that's only because I buy the 3-in-1 sachets of coffee. Let me just taste this. Okay, this tastes better. Still lumpy, but I don't care. All right. So I think I've got everything. Let's start assembling this. I'm going to start heating up my air fryer. So this is going to be an air fryer. Obviously, you're meant to actually do this in the oven, all right? But I don't have I've got an oven in my kitchen that's missing the temperature, you know, markers. It's such an old oven that all the markers have been rubbed off the dial. So I don't generally bother using it unless I'm baking a loaf of bread. I've got this tabletop oven here, but I've never really kind of nailed its usage. I find it, yeah, it seemed like a good idea. This is also from Sunday. It seemed like a good idea. It's probably a good idea if you're a uni student, but really right now it's been acting since Sunbeam sent it out to me. It's really been acting essentially, apart from the occasional attempt at cooking. It's really just been acting as like a glorified storage locker for me. Let's put some of these things away. All right. So because it's an air fryer, the capacity here is quite small, all right? My particular air fryer anyway. So I'm going to actually split it into two lots. I've got this glass thingo from IKEA, and I've got this thing that came with the air fryer, right? Hopefully that will be enough to cover all my ingredients. All right, as far as I know, again, I really just very quickly glanced through the recipe. All right, here we go. As far as I know, you put a layer of eggplant on the bottom. That's not a lot of eggplant. A layer of mince. Let me just put this tub of oil away. How you doing? It's actually pretty good. After a while you get used to it. Alright, okay. How long have you been on that diet for? And how much weight have you lost? I'm very keen. Alright, I'm trying to think. I think, okay, Cookie might be able to step in here. If you've got any suggestions, Cookie, let me know, alright? I don't know if I'm putting too much, but that's the mince, one layer of mince. Okay. And one layer of white sauce. Let me just quickly read up the recipe again. Just make sure I don't mess it up. So classic moussaka from taste.com.au. Okay. Okay, preheat the oven. Place 1/3 of the eggplant, slightly overlapping. Okay, they should have slightly overlapped. Alright, well, they kind of like, I guess. Yeah, they kind of are. Slightly overlapping. Over base of prepared dish, spread half the meat sauce over the eggplant, repeat layers ending with eggplant, spread white sauce over eggplant, sprinkle with cheese. So you don't put the white sauce in between. All right, I was going to actually put some white sauce on here. Maybe I should anyway. So hey, my name, I'm also cooking my dinner. I was saying, like, if you've got any suggestions with this moussaka, let me know. I'm all ears since it's my first time making this. Look. So apparently you're supposed to only put the white sauce over the top of it, but look, I've got so much of it, I'm just going to put some in here. Here you go. Say Greek people, don't get upset with me. Okay, more eggplant. Okay. This is actually already quite full. More mince. No, we no. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna sit down. We're gonna eat soon, okay? You're gonna eat soon, okay? You're gonna wait. Are you supposed to finish with a layer of eggplant or a layer of mince? I think a layer of eggplant. Okay. Layer of eggplant. Okay. I'm not going to be too pretty about this, okay? If this works out, Noah can take it to school, I guess. To preschool. Okay, here you go. White sauce. Okay. Since the white sauce tastes quite delicious. Anything with cream cheese, really, like cream cheese makes everything taste better, I reckon. I should develop some cream cheese recipes. All right, cheese, okay? So it looks like I have never made moussaka. I assume it's like lasagna. Yeah. Heavy sprinkling of white sauce and cheese. Okay, cool. This is quite full. White sauce and cheese. Here you go. I'm gonna try and pack it in a little bit. This glass thingo is not much larger than your average 650, 750 takeaway container. Okay. I've got some Parmesan cheese here too. I might just sprinkle some of that over it. Okay. Let's throw it in the oven. Okay, this is what it looks in the air fryer. Okay. Okay, it's only 9 minutes. Let me just check how long you're supposed to cook this for. 45 minutes and stand for 15 minutes. What temperature? 180, all right, it is 180. It says 160 if fan full, so I might actually reduce the temperature a bit. Okay, I'll put it down to 160, but I'm not sure if it needs 45 minutes really. I think since all the ingredients are already cooked anyway, I would think that, yeah, I would think it wouldn't need that. A year, I think I've lost about 8 kilos. Holy moly! Eat as normal, CKT once in a while. Looking forward to yours next Tuesday. Oh, cool, right here. 8 kilos, damn. 8 kilos in 1 year, that's pretty good. But yeah, the things that you'll miss out on are like all your Asian classics. We're talking about the keto diet, but or the bunting diet, but it's like basically a high fat, low carb thing that Lisa is following. All right, let's do a round one. All right, here we go. This one's a bit of a big chunk. Okay. Here you go. So you're supposed to slightly overlap it. And maybe another chunk over here. Okay, I have a lot more meat left. Meat. Should I put some white sauce in this? Show some white sauce. So I need to use it up. Noe, what you doing? Hey? Noah's bringing me ingredients. You trying to tell me something, baby? All right, more moussaka, or more eggplant. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, you know. It's probably moussaka or something like that. I don't have Greek friends. Here you go. Okay. Another layer of mince. This is going to be interesting trying to get it out. I think I'm just going to have to spoon it out, all right? So it's not going to come out as a pretty little sliced layered cake thing. More of the eggplant. That's the last of the eggplant, really. Here you go. All right. The cookie came so close to winning the Satay Boy giveaway on Monday. I thought she'd won because the name, the drawer stopped at her name, and then at the last split second it slid off to the next name. Poor cookie. But I do have 2 more sets to go, right, before the end of this month. And then also, guys, I am like about a dozen or so short before the end of the month to get us to the draw for the Ziegler and Brown barbecues, right? All you Aussies. Otherwise, I'm selling the barbecues because those barbecues are actually mine. All right, they're earned by me in exchange for work I did for Ziegler and Brown as far as creating recipes and videos for them. So I'm offering it to my Twitch community on the basis that I get 2,000 followers by the end of this month. Okay. So it looks very achievable, but you never know. I'm not even trying to push it that hard. I'm actually inclined to just sell it, you know. That'll make a nice Christmas thinger. I know, right? I was so looking forward to tasting the satay sauce. I love it. Yeah. I'm sure you're in with a strong chance, Cookie. Okay. So I'm using the rest of this cheese here because I like cheese. And I've used up the rest of the sauce as well. It's funny, Jana, who cooked this for us at that church lunch, she says she follows all recipes to the letter, so she cooks completely the opposite to how I cook. I just make it up as I go along. Okay, Parmesan, right? Just to top it up. Hey Cindy, how you doing? Okay, so let me just put some of these things away. So that's my second batch of moussaka. And in the meanwhile, that one's been cooking for 5 minutes. I've got a little bit of lamb mince left over. I'm just gonna spoon it up and box it up. Is anyone going away over the Christmas, New Year holidays, or everyone staying put? Okay. It feels to me like all of Australia shuts down for about 6 weeks between like Christmas. In fact, more than that. Yeah, about 6-7 weeks between Christmas and Australia Day. Everything pretty much shuts down. Everyone's away on leave and whatever. You can't really get much done work-wise as far as like getting decisions made and stuff like that. Okay, so that goes in a box. Put this away. So the eggplant, I don't know how well done people pan fry the eggplants, right? But I did it fairly well done, so it's really pretty much like cooked all the way through. So I wouldn't imagine it needs to stay in the oven that long because of that. But that would be the main thing that needs like cooking. Okay. I'm just a little bit impatient. Like cooking stir fries are so much more time efficient because of that. You don't have to stick something in the oven and wait like 45 minutes to like 3 hours for it to be done. It's just done, you know. Okay, let's check. Look at this. All right. Let's take it out, right? And throw the next lot in. And now I don't know how I'm going to take it out because this is hot, obviously. I don't have any oven gloves. Think about it. Think. Okay. There's a little bit of a lip over here. Let's see if I can lift it up. Nope. Let's taste test it a little bit. Cheese, yum. Okay. Let's try it again. There you go. Let's put the next lot in. This one's got a handle. But like I said, this one I'm going to have to scoop out when I'm serving. As with the other lot, really. So this was only in the oven for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes or so. Actually, a bit longer than that. Let's cut it out and see what it looks like. And then what you're gonna eat with your moussaka? I don't even know what they usually eat with it. I'm getting a bit of melted cheese, melted oil from the cheese, drizzling down the sides. There's a fair bit of oil in here as well. Let's cut it up. See how it looks. I guess usually you would have a salad to go with this, but I don't really do salad. Here we go. Are you ready? Damn it. Let's take it out. I probably need another one of these. Wait, baby, wait. Wait. No, wait. Don't touch. Okay, this is just falling apart beautifully. Of course, it's not meant to do that. Let's taste test this, alright? Yeah, sit back. Don't touch. So the eggplant is soft. That's what we want. No, you want to try some? You like it? You like it? You want more? Okay. You like it? Hey? I'm going to use this spoon. Nice, it's really nice. It's ready. So you don't actually need to like bake it for 45 minutes like what it said in that recipe. This was only in there for about 10 minutes or so, give or take. And I remember I did pan fry the like eggplant till they were like virtually completely soft. So maybe that's a trick that you want to apply to this. Let me just taste another batch of it. feels nice. You notice though, there's not a lot of red in this. That tomato stuff is meant to actually like produce like that red hue to your moussaka, and there's virtually none of it. And that's because I don't actually have a lot of tomato to start with. You can put more tomato in it, right? But I'm not a huge tomato fiend per se, sort of thing. So I'm totally happy with the way this has turned out. It's cheesy, which is how I like it. And let's put some of that satay sauce on it. So, this is this month's giveaway. 3 jars each of the hot satay sauce, Vietnamese satay sauce, and the mild satay sauce. It's funny, someone on Facebook posted that like even the mild was too hot for them. They said it jokingly as well, because they're known to be really a bit of a wimp when it comes to chili. This is what it looks like, right? So it's a Vietnamese chili condiment that, no, you want more, that goes with, traditionally it goes with pho, okay, the beef noodles. But it's really so versatile, you can eat it with anything. I'm gonna put some on the moussaka, on my batch anyway. No one can eat some chili, but I just, you know, he can eat curry easily. He eats rendang and that sort of stuff. But this one, this satay sauce has a little bit more life to it than your average, like, you know, Malaysian chili. There you go, that's what it looks like. Okay, let's put a little bit here. Throw it over. That definitely works. Hey Soybean, how you doing? I made moussaka. I think your version, because I think you mentioned you did the minced lamb version, because Sea of Whiskey was talking about how his version was completely different. But yeah, I just made it low carb because I'm on this low carb kick, alright? So check in on me like in, I'm hoping it takes less than 3 months, but check in on me in 3 months and see if I've lost any weight. But so as far as the low carb, I mean, moussaka generally is fairly low carb anyway, because there's no, instead of lasagna sweets, it's really kind of sheets. It's really kind of like a glorified lasagna, right? So instead of like the pastry sheets, you're actually using eggplant, right? Pan-fried eggplant to go in between. But also there's bechamel sauce that usually goes with it. And bechamel sauce is traditionally made with butter and wheat flour, all right? So I eliminated that, and instead I made the sauce using half and half thick cream, well, thickened cream, and cream cheese, and an egg yolk in it, and some seasoning, salt and pepper. Well, traditionally salt and pepper, but you know, I use chicken powder as you would. So what did you use in place of potato? There's no potato in mine. The version I had a couple of weeks ago at my friend's house from church, she made it. She didn't have potatoes in hers either. So we had eggplant, minced lamb, onion and garlic, tomatoes, my usual seasoning, oyster sauce and chicken powder, and I put in some of this thing called seasoning sauce. So guys, this is another product to look out for. I'm not getting paid to endorse these products, all right? Sometimes brands send out stuff to me, and this one I really like. This is ayam seasoning sauce, okay? And on a close read of the ingredients, it's basically a combination of fish sauce, soy sauce, and sugar. So yeah, it works really well for, I think, I would think it would work really well in a lot of like stir-fry dishes. So that went into my moussaka, my Asian moussaka. So no carb, and well, I guess there must be some hidden carbs in there somewhere, but essentially this is a low carb version. And when I post it on my blog, I'm gonna call it the Asian moussaka. Okay. There you go. I'm gonna eat some more, and I'm gonna check in on the other batch. All right. Whoa. There you go. So this is the second batch. It is done. I'm gonna leave it in there. So, looks pretty darn tasty. It is good. The version I'm familiar with has bechamel, eggplant, and then topped with mashed potatoes. Ah, right. Yeah, no mashed potatoes on mine. It's just your typical lasagna type topping, which is eggplant followed by mince. I put a bit of like the white sauce in between as well because I had a lot to use up. But traditionally, it would be eggplant, eggplant, mince, white sauce, and cheese, right? So I just kind of like slathered white sauce all over it, which is how I like it actually. It's really nice. This is really nice, guys. So definitely look out for this recipe, all right? I know it's not technically full-on Asian, but it does have Asian elements in it, and it is low carb. I'm going to create a new category on my blog called low carb recipes, and everyone following the whole low carb thing can follow my recipes there. The means too, yeah. No, it's really good. I really like it. Very happy with how this turned out. I don't usually cook Western food, you know, so I like struggled a little bit to wrap my head around like a lot of the stuff. And also soybean, I don't know if you use any kind of like dried herbs. I think traditionally, let me have a look and see what the original recipe says. It had cinnamon, okay, and it had allspice, okay. I don't have allspice, and I'm not a huge user of cinnamon. To me, like, yeah, so cinnamon and allspice was what was meant to go into it. I skipped both, and it turns out beautifully. Don't miss it at all, not in the slightest. All right, there you go. Moussaka, guys. Asian moussaka, courtesy of Jackie M. Low carb as well. I think I did a very similar technique for making eggplant parmigiana. Eggplant parmigiana. You mean as opposed to chicken parmigiana? Huh. See, I don't know a lot of like Mediterranean dishes at all, but yeah, I'm going to research more low carb stuff, right? I was mentioning earlier how I actually attempted a low carb noodle recipe, which was really lame. All right. Instead of chicken, eggplant and zucchini parmesan instead of chicken. Okay, right. I like chicken though. I wonder what you can use in lieu of breadcrumbs if you want it low carb. So anyone who's on a low carb, like Lisa, you're on the low carb thing. If you've got any suggestions about like useful ingredients that like replace these kind of like base ingredients we usually use, let me know. But yeah, I attempted this recipe for egg noodles and it was so lame. It was basically like an egg omelette. But noodles are like kind of like my lifeblood, you know. Rice and noodles are my lifeblood, so I'm going to be missing that severely over the next year. Oh, by the way, shirataki noodles. Yeah, shirataki noodles. That's right. Have you tried those though? I think I bought some like years ago when I was on this low carb diet. It was imposed on me, and I didn't do it like out of fun. I bought some, but I don't think I actually ended up using it for anything, because they were swimming in water, right? And they felt really kind of like very stringy to me, like al dente. Love them. All right, dear. Well, I'm going to have to hunt them down then in that case, and I'm going to experiment with them. Did you use them in any stir fries or just in like in soups and that sort of stuff? Because if they're nice, then I could see myself eating them, you know. Like I say, it's like rice and noodles are my lifeblood. They're gonna be my downfall for low carb. Yeah. Have you tried them, Cookie? Just rinse them first. Okay. Yep, that's not a problem. But like, would they hold up like when you do a stir fry or? Yeah. So Chinese hot pot. Oh wait, Chinese hot pot. Crumb with nuts or sunflower seeds. Crumb with nut or sunflower seeds for low carb. Okay. Moran, where in Sydney are you from? Kogarah. Kelp noodles. What are kelp noodles? Let me write this down. Okay. Anyone with low carb suggestions, let me know, all right? Especially ingredients that would actually work well with Asian dishes. Let me write this down. Kelp noodles. Where do I get kelp noodles? I think they might hold up in the stir fry. Am I late? You damn right you're late, Crunchy. Where the hell have you been? I'm done cooking. Look at this beautiful moussaka I made. I baked it for like 10 minutes instead of the 45 minutes it's suggested in the recipe, and it turns out fine. Shirataki noodles and kelp noodles. Is that right? Oh damn, I was hoping to have some variety. A lot of the what? The ice use spiral zucchini. Oh, spiral zucchini. I don't know if I could do that. Have you tried that, Cookie? As a noodle replacement? I know I've seen people use cauliflower in fried rice. Hi, Chewy. And I've seen people use cauliflower to do fried rice with, and it just looks like a total mess. All right, I don't even like cauliflower to start with. So kelp noodles. I bought a pack from iHerb. Okay, let me have a look. I'll keep missing your stream now because of my time change and your time change. Are you? Oh, all right. So what time is it over there at the moment, Soybean? iHerb. I have a feeling I can buy the shirataki noodles over in some Asian shops. Cauli rice or cauli mash. Oh, that sounds terrible. I don't like cauliflower. Yeah, just past midnight. Okay, it's not that late actually, eh? Crunchy, and I'm missing. I'm busy with stuff. I gotta go and find it. You lame-o. Did you find a job yet, or you've given up? You've given up. I need low carb. Also, is spaghetti squash. What's spaghetti squash? We'll send you the iHerb URL. Okay, cool. What's iHerb? I've never heard of iHerb. Hey, Moist, how you doing? Every time I call on you, I feel like yeah. We'll be at the Saturday stream if I remember. If you remember, set your timer on it. Low carb, high fat, LCHF. What's that? Were you on that before? Totally not late, but now your stream start way earlier. Ah, right, okay. Low carb, high fat, LCHF. I've never heard of that abbreviation. Nobody can tell the difference. Are you serious? Hi Christine, how you doing? Are you serious, Lisa? I actually got hold of a whole cauliflower with the intention of experimenting with like cauliflower fried rice, right? And like I just found it really hard to motivate myself to attempt it, and then it just died in my fridge, so I had to throw it out. This was last year when I was like ambassador for the Summer Fruit Festival, and all these fruit and vegetable distributors were just piling on all kinds of fruit and vegetables my way, right? Which was really cool of them, but I mean, between me and Noah, there's only so much veggies you can eat, especially when I wasn't on a low carb diet back then. Cauli rice, did it once, not a fan. Okay, I didn't have the willpower to stick to any diet. I know, right? Like I said, you know, at some point, something's got to give. Either try cauli mash. Cauli mash, is that like just like mashed potato but using cauliflower, or let me write it down. Cauli mash. Maybe I can make that work. Keyboard, please. It's cauliflower until it turns into little robins. Yeah. Have you tried it, Soybean? Like, have you eaten it? Just came back. Looks fantastic. It does, doesn't it? It was only in the air fryer for 5-10 minutes. So you don't actually need to bake it for the 45 minutes that the recipe told you to. But yeah, I mean, I cooked it all up in less than an hour, so it's pretty quick. So I remember when I went to that church friend's place to eat it, like Jana, they, even when we got there, it was still baking in the oven, and then it also, the recipe says to let it rest for half an hour. No, you can eat it right away. Especially if it hasn't been sitting in the oven for 45 minutes, then it wouldn't be like radioactively hot, and you wouldn't need to heat it up. I need an air fryer. You do. It's very handy for a lot of things. So the brand I'm using here is the Optimum, and it's called the Healthy Fry, right? So it's great for a lot of like things that would otherwise. In fact, the other thing I wanted to make tonight, I think I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna save it for Friday, but it's one I made like a few months back thanks to Cookie's blog. Actually, by the way, guys, if you are watching this, Cookie's one of my regulars in my audience, but she actually has her own blog. It's called I Cook and I Bake .blogspot.com.au, all right? And she's got a bunch of, because Cookie is like, comes from the same background as me. She's like originally from Malaysia, but now lives in Australia. So a lot of her recipes are geared towards that, like, you know, ingredient availability in a Western country kind of context, right? But also she's got very clever ideas. So it was Cookie actually whose blog suggested using an air fryer to make this kailan, Chinese broccoli dish, which is really, really nice, like crispy Chinese broccoli leaves with a stir-fried base. I love that. And I actually bought, yeah, like I said, I bought two lots of kailan for tonight, not for tonight, well, to cook anyway. Spaghetti squash cooks up and looks like noodles. Works surprisingly great for chow mein. What's spaghetti squash? Is that a vegetable, or what is spaghetti squash? Spaghetti squash. I'm gonna Google this. Squash. Seriously, if this gains traction, if I get enough encouragement, it's a veggie. Spaghetti squash. What is it, Cookie? Do we call it by a different name? I've never heard of spaghetti squash. All of my friends couldn't tell the difference. They thought it's mashed potatoes. All right, okay. Well, in that case, you know, to be fair, I don't actually like eat mashed potatoes as a matter of course anyway, but I'll attempt it. Yeah, I'm dubious about the cauliflower fried rice, but I think cauliflower mash might be something that would be closer to like mashed potatoes, right? But like I said, am I that crazy about mashed potatoes? Not really. I'm trying to find out if you guys got something different. Yeah. The inside is all stringy. Spaghetti squash. So it works well in a chow mein. All right. So soybean, you've tried the low carb thing too, have you? Restart required. I promise you, Windows 10, every 2 days, it decides that you need a critical update and you need to restart. Yeah, if this gains traction, like I said, I'm going to create an entire series of like recipes, Asian recipes that are low carb, all right, and actually put it up. Right now at my website, if you go, like, there's a category for like just regular food, and there's a category for vegetarian vegan dishes, all right. I'm going to add one for low carb, and then get some people trying it out. Spaghetti squash. Let me Google and see if I can see what it looks like. No, I just happened to like finding users for my excess veggies. Okay, cool, fair enough. Spaghetti squash. This. Ah, how intriguing! How intriguing. What does it taste like? I'm just Googling the picture now. So it's actually naturally stringy inside. It's not as though people actually use a shredder on it. It's bland. Okay, well that's good. You want it bland. Does any, I actually typed in spaghetti squash on Google, and the first suggestion was spaghetti squash Australia. So apparently a lot of people are actually asking the question, where to buy spaghetti squash in Australia. So evidently it's not that widely known. Well, then someone suggests that they should just buy a vegetable spiralizer. I've never seen it in the shops. I've seen many dieters use it, but I've never seen it in the shops. Huh, well, let's cut the squash cross section instead of horizontally. All right, cool. I'm off now. Okay, see you later, Raven. Thanks for hanging around. Does anyone know? Yeah, People online are saying they don't think they've ever seen it. Someone in Melbourne says they've managed to buy it over there, but it's not. Yeah, there are forums where people are asking where to buy spaghetti squash in Australia, so clearly it's not that well known. What a bummer. All right. Well, any other suggestions? Can't send a recipe here. Oh, can't you really? Oh, it won't let you. Send me a message, Lisa. You can message me on Facebook or on Twitch, on on the Twitch Whisper or something like that. Yeah, you guys need to grow your own. Yeah, right. I don't grow nothing. Yeah, rather strands of noodles. How interesting. Now I'm really curious to try and hunt it down. If anyone sees any spaghetti squash, anyone in Australia see any spaghetti squash, let me know, alright? I'm curious to know. But yeah, a lot of things we can't get in Australia. Yeah, but if you've got any other suggestions or ingredients I could attempt to use in my Asian cooking, right? Things that actually, I'm especially interested in noodles and rice, all right? Because those are like my lifeblood. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. This was so much quicker and simpler than I anticipated. That I wrapped up a lot sooner than I did, so I'm just kind of rambling over here. It's a smidgen bit sweet, but almost imperceptible. If you want LCHF recipes, do I have a website? Okay, cool, right here. Send it to me, Cookie. Does it have Asian recipes though? Asian low carb recipes? Yeah, because you know me and Asian, you know. So I kind of cheated today. We made something that's not completely Asian, but with Asian influences, Asian inputs, as sometimes people say. Yeah, thanks for sticking around, Lisa. Yeah, anything else, hit me up, guys. So this Friday, my broadcast is at 6 p.m. and let's see, what time is it? What date is it? 15th, all right. I want to spread out the Satay Boys giveaways across the month of November. So my next giveaway for that might not be for a couple of broadcasts, but I do have other stuff that to give away as well. I do have a Rode microphone and I have a Lenovo mini speaker to give away. And I know those of you who are waiting for your giveaways, I haven't sent out yet. I've just been so slack. I was going to do it today, but then other things got in the way. I had a meeting in the city about media production and that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff happening in the background apart from this whole food thing in my life anyway. But I'll try and get them out of the way ASAP. So thanks for your patience, guys. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. I will be posting the recipe. Like I said, this is a winner. Definitely worth trying. And the website is jackiem.com.au, and I will see you next this coming Friday in 2 days. Thanks again. Ciao.